Coming up next, an ancient Korean medicine says there are 4 body types, and knowing which one we fit into can change everything from our weight to our well-being. We're going to tell you more after the break. Thanks so much for watching AM Northwest this morning. Our first guest says we can optimize our health when we know our body type and the strengths and weaknesses that go with it. Here to explain, we welcome the author of Your Yin Yang Body Type, Gary Wagman. Good to have you with us, Gary. How did you find out about this? And it's a type of, is it Korean medicine?
Yes, Korean medicine. Right.
How did you find out about this?
Well, as a child, I've always been very interested in Asia. And I remember at the age of 12 begging my mom, I said, please, I'd love to go to Asia. Well, she found a way for me to go. And as the years went by, I spent a lot of time in Asia. I went to my undergraduate college there. And then after I graduated, I went to Korea to teach English. I hurt my back and went to an acupuncturist. Now, I was needle phobic at the time. So when I got that acupuncture treatment, needless to say, I was petrified.
Yeah.
But my interest in Asia really got me going, and I thought this acupuncture just, it did something to me. It embodied everything I believed in, you know, self-healing, empowerment. So I fell in love with it, even though I was so afraid of it at the time. So I went back and again, and then got better from my own ailments, but also overcame my phobia. And then I went to school in America. I went back to America to go to school. And as I was going to school, I started to develop this real heavy sense of fatigue and also indigestion. And I tried this herb and that herb and had some really great teachers that told me, hey, Gary, why don't you try this herb for indigestion? Why don't you try this herb for fatigue? And nothing seemed to work for me until a visiting professor from Korea came and said, the reason why these herbs aren't working for you is because you've lost sight of what it is you really need to treat, which is your own body, your own energies. Stay away from the symptoms and focus on yourself.
And you're saying that each body type is affected by food and environmental issues differently.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
Let's talk about the different body types, and you explain to me what they mean and how they're affected. Let's start with the Yang type A female, and what happens with her. And what is her body type? Okay,
so each of the body types are born with very unique energies, if you will. And these energies are, in Oriental medicine, we talk about the body. It's a combination of the mind and body, but an intricate combination. There's nowhere where we can say the mind stops and the body begins. So we carry with us into this life different energies, different personality traits, if you will. And these traits help form different areas of our body, for example, the Yang type A, we can start with, is born with a stronger spleen. Now, the spleen also correlates with anger. So, the Yang type A, when they're actually born into this world with a propensity towards anger. Now, anger in an unbalanced way just lashes out. Anger in a balanced way motivates us to do things that are right for ourselves and do things that are right for others. So the Yang type A, physiologically, for example, the spleen helps develop their upper body. So their chest area is fed, the spleen feeds their chest area, so they have developed chest. The female Yang type A may have developed breast. The male may have developed pectoralis muscles, for example, broad shoulders. And so, but it's from the spleen, and it's from this anger, actually, that if it's balanced, feeds this area of their body. So that's the Yang type A. The Yang type B, if you go up even further, is born with stronger lung energy. Now, the lung energy and the spleen energy, these all are sort of general areas. So the lung energy feeds the upper body again, and so they're stronger in their upper body. They tend to have, as you go up, their body tends to be more developed. The Yang type A, for example, has a cone head, or like a sharper vertex of their head. So they have a thicker neck, for example. So all these features are based on which organs are stronger, which organs are weaker. The Yang type A also is a sorrowful body type. So they tend to they tend to base everything that they do on sorrow.
Okay, so with the let's start with the Yang type A.
Sure.
What kind of medical issues are you seeing them having?
Sure. So the Yang type A, because they have propensity towards anger, for example, different things anger can cause different issues for them. For example, anger can cause headaches, migraines. They tend to overheat. The Yang types tend to be warmer, hotter than the Yin types. Yang correlates with heat, Yin correlates with cold.
Okay, so let's go to Yin type A, female, the Yin type A female, and tell me what is she affected by?
Okay, so
when you look at her body type, what do you see?
Right. So the Yin type A female has a stronger liver. So they tend to be more developed around the liver. The ribs tend to flare outwards a little bit. The Yin type A female tends to be a little heavy set around the waist.
And normal correlations with this, I would say this is the apple body type, is what we're used to hearing.
Right,
where they gain weight in their stomach, and that's very unhealthy for you.
That's right. Unfortunately, it's a natural propensity. The stronger their stronger organ gets, because a lot of the time it can get congested. For example, the Yin type A, they can drink other body types under the table because their liver is so powerful. But the problem is, over time, it can also get congested, and so we can abuse our stronger. Strength is not always a good thing in satsang medicine because we can abuse our strengths. So we talk about cultivating our weaknesses. The Yin type B is the last body type. They're born with stronger kidneys, and kidneys are the lower part of the body. They also have more developed leg structure, bone structure in their legs. The Yin type B also, they tend to be more the sort of they look a little bit. They have look a little bit weak, if you will. They tend to have narrow shoulders. Their head tends to sink a little bit. And
your body type can't change as you get older, or can it?
It can't, and that's what makes it all very interesting, because the Yin types, the more Yang they encourage themselves to be. For example, Yin is introverted, like the Yin type B, the most introverted of the body types. The more they encourage themselves, like me, I'm a Yin type B, the more I encourage myself to be on your show, for example, or speak out from what I think, the more healthier I can be, the more I can help my energy flow. And the Yang types, since they're so outgoing and so extroverted, if they focus more on cultivating their Yin aspects, like being a little bit more introverted or
self-reflecting. In other words, keep our mouths shut every once in a while. We're going to tell folks, if they'd like to find out more about your Yin-Yang body type, we'll put the information on our website at k2.com. Gary, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great talking
It's a pleasure
with
being
you.
Here.
All right.